In this video, I'm going to explain the latest changes to UK rules affecting the transfer of your pension to an international scheme. I'll detail the changes, who it will affect, and what you can do about it if you live or are planning to live overseas. My name is Patrick MacDonald, and this is FinanceSpain.com. In previous videos, I set out the benefits of transferring your UK pension to a QROPS or Qualifying Recognised Overseas Pension Scheme. Historically, QROPS was a good solution for those wishing to gain more freedoms with their pension, have a plan within the EU, negate the old lifetime allowance, and potentially gain more tax advantages as a non-UK resident. However, over recent years, those advantages have steadily been eroded away by successive UK governments, with what could possibly be the final nail in the coffin being hammered into QROPS with the unveiling of the October 2024 budget. For some context, let's step back a few years to 2017 when Philip Hammond, the then Chancellor of the Exchequer, announced the introduction of something called the Overseas Transfer Charge, or OTC. The OTC is a 25% tax on the whole value of any pension being transferred out of the UK. There were, however, some significant exemptions. The most important being that A, if you plan to live in the same country as your QROPS provider, or B, if you emigrated to the European Economic Area and the QROPS provider was also in the EEA, then there was no OTC on transfer. This worked very well for folks moving to countries like Spain, for example, as most QROPS providers are in Malta, and as both jurisdictions are inside the EEA, there was no OTC. This also functioned well due to the multiple tax treaties between Malta and other EEA countries, meaning no pension income was taxed at source and benefits could be paid gross throughout the region. This shielded most retirement destinations in Europe from the OTC for a number of years. The next big change affecting QROPS was the abolition of the lifetime allowance in April 2024. This chiefly affected large pension pots with values approaching and above £1 million. So for those with larger pensions, the advantage of negating the lifetime allowance by transferring to a QROPS had all but gone. Furthermore, in what could be argued as a cruel twist of fate, so to speak, HMRC then announced that any pension being transferred out of the UK with a value above £1,073,100, i.e. the old lifetime allowance, would be subject to yet another new restriction called the Overseas Transfer Allowance. How much would you pay on the excess? You guessed it, 25%. So fast forward to October 2024, and amongst a raft of new measures announced in the UK budget was the removal of the EEA and Gibraltar exemption on QROPS transfers, unless you plan to live in the same country as the QROPS provider, which essentially, in mainland Europe at least, means you would have to live in Malta or Gibraltar. Any other transfers of personal pensions will now be subject to the 25% overseas transfer charge. Thankfully, however, there is still a pension meeting the needs of most expats, and truth be told has been the main solution for non-UK residents for a number of years. The International SIPP, or Self-Invested Personal Pension. Now, with an international SIPP, your pension remains inside the UK, but it's set up and administered specifically for expatriates and those with serious intentions of moving abroad. There are no issues with payments being made to banks outside the UK. You can access your pension in a fully flexible way, and with a little organisation, it's possible to receive pension payments gross, free from UK income tax at source. All that whilst giving you the peace of mind that your savings are still held in a UK-regulated company, subject to oversight from the Financial Conduct Authority. So we think the international SIPP can be a fantastic solution for people living outside the UK. But keep in mind that pension transfers do need careful planning, take considerable time, and require much attention to detail. So if you'd like more information, please do get in touch and we can set up an initial consultation. That's it from me for now. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.